So you bought an RV, now what? Well, first and foremost, congrats. This is a way for you to get out, explore, and go on some amazing adventures. But there are a few things you need to know before you hit the road. So first and foremost, I highly recommend just familiarizing yourself with your RV inside and out. And to do that, I have a few recommendations on how to get started. Here they are. I highly recommend locating and going through your owner's manual. This will have everything you need to know about your RV. But most importantly, it'll give you a rundown of all the moving parts in your RV and how to use them, including the water pump, the thermostat, your fridge, how all those things operate. And it'll at least give you some basic knowledge on what to look for and where to get started when you start using your RV. Once you've gone through your owner's manual, the next step is to jump in and use your RV. So while it's sitting in your driveway, at the storage unit, or maybe nearby at a campground, jump in and use every aspect that you can possibly think of that you would use. So that includes running the water, familiarizing yourself with your tank levels, and inside your owner's manual will be how much each can hold. So your gray tank, your black tank, your freshwater tank, and then your batteries. Familiarize yourself with the water pump. When you aren't hooked up to a city water, this is how you will be able to pump the water to your sink, your shower, the toilet, etc. Become familiar with your stove and how to light it. If you have a convection oven or a traditional oven, get familiar with it, turn it on, know how it works, those sorts of things. Also, understanding how your freezer and your fridge work, just familiarize yourself with your system, understand how it works and what you're able to run it at, whether that's propane or electric, and how to switch those. Become familiar with your shower if your RV has a shower, so turning it on, knowing what it takes to, again, operate it when you're hooked up to water source and when you're not hooked up to a water source. So when you're running the water pump, what does it take to turn the water pump on in order to get water to your shower? These are all kind of important things to know before you head out on the road and make your life easier and more comfortable. It's also important to get to know your heating and air conditioning system. Going through the settings, again, your owner's manual is a great resource for understanding how all this works, how your toilet works, how to flush it, how your sink works, how to turn the water on, your water heater. Some have electric and propane, and then also the lights. And most importantly, it's a matter of turning things on, knowing how they work, knowing what it takes to make them work. Some things run off batteries, some things can't run off batteries. Just familiarizing yourself completely with your RV from front to back, inside and outside. Once you've finished up going through the entire inside of your RV, it's now time to go to the outside. Placing chocks down in between your wheels, putting down your stabilizers, knowing how to hook up your hoses and where they go, know how your propane system works, so being able to unhook, fill them up, and reattach. Now that you know your RV, inside and out, front to back, everything about it, it's time to take it on a test run. So my last recommendation is to take your RV out and go camping. I highly recommend taking it somewhere nearby, somewhere close to your house, so that you do still have access to things that you may have forgotten, or just a home base to return to if disaster strikes. It's a great way to test the water. It's also a good idea to get a spot with full hookups. Something with full hookups will allow you to test out all your water systems, allow you to test out your electrical, plug in all the plugs, and also get familiar with where they go. It'll also give you a chance to remove all those plugs, unhook all the hoses, and pretend to boondock. So you can pretend to boondock and get an idea of how long or how many nights you may be able to go without having the plugs for electricity or for filling up with water. So going to a local campground, having an experience in your RV, not only will give you an idea of what you're capable of, but it'll also help you test out all the things you just went through and familiarize yourself with. So here you are, ready to go and hit the road. Happy camping and best of luck.